Hello everybody, today is a very special day because today I get to show you some of the new cars coming to the game in update 16, which is just around the corner. It's going to be an amazing 14 car showcase here, as you can see from the creator review pack. I don't know how long you have been involved in top drives, how long you have played top drives, but back in the day we used to get leaks like this for us creators to share to our audiences before the actual event happened itself, you know, before the actual update dropped. We actually got to show off to y'all some different cars, and today I have that opportunity again. Now, I am kind of late to the show actually on this. A lot of other top drives creators have already uploaded their creator preview packs. If you guys want to, check the links down below in the description after you've watched this video, because I will link every single one I can think of. No, but I will link a lot of those videos down below if you want to check that out. But without any further ado, let's get into this creator pack. I'm gonna pause every single car and talk about it a little bit, because we got some crazy stuff. So immediately, the Alfa Romeo Giulia GT 1300 Junior. We actually have a car that is quite a lot like this already in the game. We have an Alfa Romeo Giulia Junior, I think even it's called. So like, we got something that is quite similar. But looking at the stat line, I really like the idea we have some performance tires here. We are looking at probably 8.777, maybe, I would say, something like that. It's not a bad car stat-wise, and for 12RQ, also 60s car, this might be a good one to have, honestly. Moving on. The Alfa Romeo 2600 Sprint. So already we can see that we got a lot of Alfa Romeos coming. We already have quite a few common Alfa Romeos in the game, but now we will have more diversity, which is always nice. And look at this, again, a performance tire car. Now we already have the Alfa Romeo 2600 SC, which is basically this car with worse stats but a little bit more top speed, but they both share the RQ of 16, which might be interesting to see whether this one will be better or the SZ will be better. But yeah, another nice little car. I like the nautical sort of appearance here with the boat in the background. I like the color way of the car, but what I don't like, and what I'm a little bit of a bummed out to see, is that we are still using side pictures. Consider me side picture hater number one, as well as like most of the rest of the community. But I think we don't need side pictures. Show us the beauty of the car. Show us that front. Moving on, we have the Alfa Romeo Spider Quadrifoglio Verde. So again, another Alfa Romeo. Now, a thing is that in the uncommon section of Alfa Romeo, we are severely lacking. I think we have like 8 cars or something, and this will definitely help out. Also, this is quite a competitive stat line for 21 RQ. We are looking at like 7.783, if I'm not mistaken. That seems quite okay for 21 RQ in my opinion, with those rear-wheel drive, with that rear-wheel drive driveline, and also 1986, making this an 80s car. I kind of like it, and also any help we can get in the uncommon department of Alfa Romeo is clearly appreciated. Now, keep in mind, so far we are following the theme of what Hutch has told us. We are gonna get 100 cars from a specific country, right? And that country would be Italy, as of yet. Then we have the Fiat Tipo 2.0 IE 16V, which is very, very interesting because when it comes to Fiat, we already have the 2.0 that is the, I don't know what it's called, like the Volle something, right? We have the other uncommon Fiat already in the game with a similar name, but in comparison to that one, this one is way quicker. And I think this is like the trimmed version of it. I think the other one is like 21, 22 RQ or something. And this one is quite a lot more RQ. Now the other one is medium, so we could expect this to be medium too. And if we do expect that, we are looking at a 7.973, which would make this the best uncommon Fiat for city streets, which is quite interesting because that will be a paradigm change for Fiat in particular. This still follows the theme, by the way, of Italian cars. Moving on. We have the Alfa Romeo Vola. Now we cannot see tags, unfortunately, because this is in one of those preview packs. But I would guarantee you that this would have the concept tag, right? I wouldn't expect this to actually exist. I'm not sure though, I might be wrong on this, but we got another Alfa Romeo. This is showing like a deep sort of dive into Alfa Romeo, right? Because I have a lot of them here to show. Same when it comes to rare. I think we have like 8 rare Alfa Romeos, so this will definitely help out with like fothering out that. And when we talk about rare Alfa Romeos that are performance tires, I think we have very few. I can only think of like 2 at the top of my head. So this will definitely be a welcomed addition. Looking at this stat line, I wonder if this might be low. If it is, I think it's like the only low Alfa Romeo in rare, which will give it a big niche, right? So I wonder if this car might not be kind of good. It's also released the year I was born, which is always a plus. Let's move on to the next card. So here is when I first previewed this pack. Here is where all of my expectations were just blown out the water, because here we have a German car. And I was like, what? They said they would do like one country, right? But no, apparently we are getting a fully fledged update. You all probably knew that already because of the other content creators and their packs. If you've watched them before, you know that we have a spread of not only Italian but also German cars, which is quite interesting. And again, we need more rares for BMW in particular. We don't have many rares in BMW, even though you might think so because there are so many BMWs. Most of them are like ultra rare and super rare and stuff like that. We only have a few select rares in the BMW category, and we certainly don't have anything like this, which is an older kind of niche car, right? This one I am very happy about because it's performance tires. It has quite a quick stat line, whilst being an older car and a BMW. We have nothing like that in the game right now, so that will definitely fit right in. Also, may I compliment Hutch now, because I bashed them before. Absolutely brilliant picture. Smack on gorgeous. Perfect picture, I would even say. Absolutely amazing. Wow, I really enjoyed that picture. We have the landscape in the background, we have the perfect placement. RQ box is only covering the tire. This is perfect. Not touch placement at all. And you can see that it's just centered and beautiful. Not too high up, not too low down. Perhaps a little high up, but it's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Amazing placement. And that is something we can't say about every car in the game. So there they've made a really good job with that card. Moving on, we have the Alfa Romeo Mito Quadrifoglio Verde, which is of course looking a lot like the ultra rare Alfa Romeo that we have in the game, which is the Mito GTA that used to be medium but now is low, making us suspect that this will be low as well. The stat line isn't making me super duper happy. Something that is interesting is that the GTO, I do believe, has I think it has 80 handling to this 81, which is kind of interesting. But yeah, the 7.181 makes me think this will land at something like 5.790, something like that. And that would make it a valid contester for the slalom test of the Alfa Romeo Giulia TC. We're gonna have to wait and see which car is more sufficient at the slalom test. But if the Giulia indeed still is better, I don't really know where this would be useful. It's a very niche car. However, beautiful, great picture choice again, and a car I'm definitely looking forward to getting, but I don't know how useful this would be in terms of top drives, right? Moving on, we have the Audi S8. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, this is the first S8 we have in the game. I do believe that to be true. I'm not entirely sure, but I do believe we have no other S8 in the game, which is absolutely amazing. We are looking at this typical stat line of an Audi. We are probably not expecting it to be too much more than what it looks like. It's not gonna be one of the better cars. It's gonna be, one of those middle range Audis. It's similar to the S6. It's gonna get beaten out by the Audi Quattro and probably not good enough to upgrade anyways. But even though we got all of those cons, I'm happy to see a new model in the game. If it is indeed the first S8, I'm not entirely sure off the top of my head. Would be kind of cool if I memorized every single car in the game, but I don't think I'm quite there yet. But it is definitely a contender to be a brand new model, which is something that I am very, very happy about if that is the case. Also, Audi. First trace of Audi. So now we have Alfa Romeo, we have Fiat, we have Audi, and we have BMW. A lot of different brands, right? Moving on. Now this I was excited to see. The Porsche Boxster RS60 Spider. Will this mean that we are getting quite some Porsches? I hope we are getting more Porsches. Not that we need more Porsches, let's be honest, because we already have a whole bunch of them. But with that being said, I'm happy to see more Porsches added anyways. We have around 20-ish, I would say, ultra rare Porsches already. And this one will be a welcomed addition. I think it's kind of okay for its RQ. I'm not entirely sure what it's competing with, but I think when we look at cars it's competing with, it's like probably right bang on what you would expect. We do have that red Porsche Boxster that is quite competitive at 55, 54 maybe. And that one is probably going to still be the better choice in between these two. I do believe that one is like 5.5. 84 to this 5.284, but I would reckon this Boxster doesn't have the MRA. Although 170 miles per hour is quite a steep top speed there, and that is an interesting aspect of it. So now, are you keeping up, guys? We have Porsche, we have BMW, we have Audi, we have Fiat, and we have Alfa Romeo. So we have 5 different brands so far. Let's move on and see what's next. And there you go, yet another brand, the Lancia Hyena. And I am going to be completely honest with you guys, I never knew this car existed. This is going to be such a welcomed addition to Lancia. The only ultra rare Lancias we have at the moment are the Deltas, the Integrales, right? The Evoluzione, the Stradale, and the normal Integrale. That's all we have in terms of ultra rare performance Lancias. So this is going to be groundbreaking in a way, but still not, right? Because we are looking at a 4-wheel drive, just like the Integrales, right? We are looking at a 61 and a 5.281 that makes me compelled to believe that this is medium. And if it is medium, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if it is, but if it is, it looks like it could potentially be medium with the stat line it has, then it would absolutely blow the Delta Integrales out of the water and become the best Lancia for the best Lancia period for the rainy city streets. And for any sort of rain activity, I do believe the absolute best Lancia, because the only things that are above it are cars that are not suited for the rain. That would be absolutely amazing if this were to be the case. And if it's medium, that would even, elevate it to the very next level. Because we definitely need something like this for Lancia to make it like a more usable brand in events. Moving on. Boom. We are moving to the big guys now. We have the Audi. So we're going back to Audi, but we have an S7, which is something, again, that I don't recall if we have or not. However, do we need more epic Audis? I don't know. We have... I don't know how many, but I would say 30 plus, right? We have a lot of epic Audis, and I am not entirely sure if another one is needed. At 74, I would say this is like average at best. I would hazard to guess that this might be medium with the stat line that it has. Or if it's not medium, that it would have to have quite a lot of MRA, because if we look at its competitors, I do believe we have the Audi TT at the exact same RQ with way more handling. I don't know the exact value of the stock handling of the TT, but I believe it's like 86 or something. So for this to have 81, it would have to have another niche to compete, right? So either it has a great MRA value, or it is actually medium. Looking at the car though, I can't really see it being medium, so I wonder what's up with this car. Absolutely brilliant picture again. That's all I can say about that one. Moving on. So we have yet another Audi. Now this one has to be medium. Because we are looking at 4.382, which would make it still a worse stat line than the TT, but it has 2 RQ points on the TT. So I would expect this one to be medium, or it would have to have the most outlandish MRA value. That might be the case too, actually. I'm going to retract the statement I said that it has to be medium. I don't think it has to be, but if it not, it has to boast quite a respectable MRA score, and that might very well be the reason behind it. But yeah, if it is medium, this could be a meta-breaking car. It could be a very good car. It easily competes with the RSQ3, which is another, I think that's high ground clearance, but it looks similar in stats, I do believe, with the RSQ3 being like 4.483 or 4.482. So this one is like just a bit better, if so, and this one is also 1 RQ higher. So I would think this would be medium, and if it is, that's an interesting car, I must say. But this is also an S7, right? So that would mean the other car is probably also medium. Moving on. Boom! The Alfa Romeo 155 GTA Super Turismo, which is an absolutely crazy car, right? We already have the 155 BTCC car with its front wheel drive slick tires, but here is a GTA Super Turismo version of that car, right? I think they are from roughly the same era. The difference between these cars is this has a higher top speed, this is 4-wheel drive. I think it has 1 less handling, and I think that's about it. It might have lower 0 to 60 too, I'm not entirely sure. I'd have to look at the car in game. But I think this car is going to be quite okay. The problem with it that I have is that it's 4-wheel drive slick tires, which pushes it up to legendary. If it wasn't 4-wheel drive, if it was front wheel drive, it would still be an epic. and then it would be an absolute banger of a car. Being legendary, it's probably gonna be one of those legendaries that can be quite useful, but you have to upgrade it fully, which is quite difficult when we are talking legendaries. It will be a niche car and it will have its place, I'm sure of that, but it remains to be seen how useful it will actually be in game. Moving on to the final card I have to show y'all. Boom! The 91RQ Audi R8 V10. This is not the rear-wheel drive edition that is already in the game. This is the legendary four-wheel drive edition. It's going to be quite interesting to see how this will fare. We already have the R8 LMX that we got with the World Expo update. We also have the V10 Plus, which has been in the game forever. This seems to be a stripped down version of that. 91RQ, it beats out the LMX with 1RQ. I think the LMX is 92, and they have very similar stat lines. I would say, yeah, I think the LMX is also 3.388. So in that case, he kind of has a RQ point to spare. It might be a good car to have. I'm happy to see another R8 in the game nevertheless. I think that's like number 7 overall or number 8 overall. It's definitely going to be interesting to see whenever this new update is implemented, how all of these cars will compare to their World Expo counterparts, so to speak, and also to their classic game counterparts, of course. Now, that is going to do it for all of the cars I had to show you guys. I had some cars from Germany, I had some cars from Italy. Now, please do check out the other content creators that I have linked down below in the description. I think in Blossom's video he shows a Pagani, which is something that is quite interesting, so we can add another brand to the list of brands being added in update 16. As to an exact release date, I don't have that for you, I'm so sorry, but if you keep in mind the fact that Hutch is giving us these preview videos to show you guys, I would guess it's not far away at all. So if you guys did enjoy today's episode of Top Drives, make sure to leave it a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and if you guys do want to continue this discussion, an amazing forum is my Discord server. We have almost 1,900 members. We could always use another one. It's all about Top Drives, not so much about me, and a bunch of people go there to discuss Top Drives every single day. So if you want to join in the fun, then make sure to check out the link down below in the description. As well, down below in the description will be my Instagram page where I post everything on Max that I do. And if you do want to support me further, I have my Patreon down below there. And also a YouTube membership right here on YouTube. With all of that being said, thank you so much for watching. Until next time, stay safe, have a good one, take care of one another, and goodbye guys.